Welcome back to my channel. This week I'm bringing you a new series on foot and on a budget. What does that mean? It means that everywhere we're going today we are walking, and I will actually have a map linked down below with all of my stops broken out in order just in case you want to replicate my day the next time you're in New York City. So our budget for today is $20. So we're going to try and spend around $20. If we go over that, it's okay. If we go under, that's even better. But before we get started, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up so that way we can keep on growing. Now, our tour today is going to be through the Lower East Side and Lower Manhattan. I have a lot of food and activities planned, so let's head to our first stop, breakfast. So we're at our first stop, Yonah Schimmel Knish Bakery. Now Yonah was a Romanian rabbi who actually started his business over on Coney Island as a pushcart with his wife in 1890. And then after a while, his cousin came into the picture and they opened this location in 1910 where it still stands today. Now, this is actually the last remaining Knish bakery in Manhattan, and it's still owned by Yonah's great-nephew, which also makes it the oldest family-owned and operated knishery in America. Now, if you don't know what a Knish is, I'm gonna go get one to eat, and I'll tell you all about it. Okay, I have my Knish. Now I'm gonna show you what it is, if you don't already know. Okay, so this is a Knish. So it is traditionally it's an Eastern European food that is typically filled with potato and herbs and other seasonings, and then it's wrapped in a thin layer of dough and baked. And most commonly it is, or I guess more traditionally, it's filled with just mashed potato. But this location actually has ones that are filled with cabbage or spinach, or even some more modern options like sweet potato, which is pretty cool. And this ran us $4.75 for our $20 goal of the day. But I'm gonna go ahead and take a bite. That's awesome. Now, if you've never had a Knish before, they are heavy. So it's really good for a day like we're having today where we've got a lot of activities planned, because this will fill me up for a long time and I'll be able to kind of go about my day and feel full and satiated. They're so good, and it's obviously just a really cool place that's packed with so much history to stop by if you happen to be in New York City. I also saw a sign inside that says that they ship on Gold Belly now, which is pretty cool. So if you're not local to the area or you're not stopping by the city anytime soon, you should totally check them out online and see if you get some shipped to you. Also, they asked if I wanted it warmed up, so I am eating this warm right now. It's not cold, a cold potato pastry. But I'm gonna go finish my breakfast and enjoy my delicious Knish, and then we will head to our next stop of the day. So, I'll see you soon. So now we're at Elizabeth Street Garden, and it's been a public space since around the 1800s. And the surrounding community has really done a lot to preserve and maintain this area. In New York, there are a bunch of public spaces, but one of this size can really be threatened by developers or anyone who's just really looking to get a slice of New York real estate. So it's really been great that the community has done so much to preserve the surrounding garden and area and just kind of put all that passion and maintenance into it. And well, you can see why. So let's take a walk around. Okay, our next stop is at Pop International Galleries, also known as the Pop Gallery. It was founded in 1997 by Jeff Jaffe, and since then, it's kind of served as a mecca for art inspired by popular culture. They also have educational resources like lectures or screenings, so I really think it's been a great asset to the community. So, I'm gonna pop in and check it out. I'm currently in our next stop, Essex Market, which has a long history. The market is known for food and specialty goods vendors, but that's not where the story begins. In 1818, an influx of pushcarts came to the area, and by 1880, Essex Street Market was known for vendors to have everything from hats to pickles. But it wasn't until 1940 when Mayor LaGuardia, in an attempt to get people off the streets, created an indoor designated space for these vendors. However, over time, needs changed and convenience stores came in, so the traffic to Essex Market drastically declined. And after 20 years, they closed their doors. But in 1995, a new project was announced to reimagine Essex Market. And then in 2019, we got this location where I currently am now, just a few blocks from the original. So let's check it out. Okay, I just got some coffee from Puerto Rico Coffee Company. I believe that's the name. I'll put it on screen. I tried to look up where the name came from because they don't spell it like Puerto Rico, the country. They spell it like Porto. And it seems like it was actually founded by an Italian immigrant, but that maybe Puerto Rican coffee was popular at the time and it was kind of a riff off of it. But there were no facts to that. I'll link any resources that I found about the history. But that being said, when there were all of those push carts here, a lot of them were actually immigrants, and most of them were either Jewish or Italian. And then in the 50s, a big influx of Puerto Ricans came who also served as vendors. So I'm gonna enjoy my coffee, but my last note about lovely Essex Market is it is our bathroom stop of the day. When I do these videos, I'm gonna try my very best to include a bathroom stop for you because you may know that New York is notorious for not having a lot of bathrooms around. So Essex Market bathrooms are free. Typically you need a code, but these days they leave them on lock, or you could go up and ask a vendor. And usually if you buy something on your receipt, the code's on there anyways. So if you get some coffee like me before lunch, then you'll be able to stop and use the bathroom. So let's head to our next stop. Okay, lunch is actually at North Dumpling, and the location of North Dumpling is pretty cool because it sits right where the Lower East Side and Chinatown start to merge. So if you look behind me, north, you can see that that's the Lower East Side, and then this way, south, it starts to turn into Chinatown. So it's really cool to actually be able to visually see where the neighborhoods start to transition in New York. But I'm hungry, so let's get something to eat. Okay, for lunch, I got two items. The first is this scallion pancake with vegetable. Oh my goodness. So, you can see how beautiful this bread looks with bok choy and kimchi. Let's give it a taste. This is so good. Oh my gosh. I'm not positive if it's cash only, but there is an ATM inside. Feels like a cash only kind of place. I've only ever paid with cash when I go there. So that's something to keep in mind if you come here. The next item I got are their chive and pork dumplings. It comes with 10, which is just like insane for this price. Now, I've only had the steamed vegetable dumplings. They don't do the vegetable dumplings fried. But those ones were a little bit out of my price range today, so I'm happy to try something new. This is so good. It's flavorful and crispy, and obviously homemade. It says North Dumplings, homemade dumplings on the front, but it's plenty of food for our budget-filled day. So I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this, and I'm gonna take you to our next stop. Okay, our next activity is visiting the Museum of Chinese in America. Now, today it's actually free, and I think it'll be free for a little while. But if you happen to visit this museum when it's not free, it's around $12, but that's without a discount for student or military, so it's still relatively priced. Now, this project actually started in the 80s over on Mulberry Street. But this museum seeks to create a conversation about Chinese and American history through artifacts and exhibits. However, in 2020, a fire actually threatened a lot of their archives and their artifacts. They had a bunch of them housed on their original location in Mulberry Street, but they were so lucky to be able to recover most of them, and it just shows you how resilient this neighborhood and this culture has been over the years with everything that they've gone through. So we're gonna go inside and we're gonna learn a little bit more. let's go. Okay, now it's time for something sweet, so we're gonna head over to Eileen's Cheesecake. It was founded in 1974 by Eileen, but now her two daughters run the operation. And it's supposedly some New Yorkers' favorite cheesecake, but I haven't tried it yet. So let's go give it a taste. All right, I got one of Eileen's mini cheesecake. The mini cheesecakes are what she is known for because people can come and just get a little individual cheesecake. Look how cute this is. So I got mine with strawberry topping. Let's give it a taste. It's really soft. I don't know if I've had a cheesecake this soft, like not as much like texture. I like it though. It's delicious. And this is a perfect end to a perfect day, because that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to know how you like this on a foot and on a budget style video, which, mind you, we are 5 cents under budget, so I think we did pretty good for our first video in the series. And as a reminder, I have my map linked down below in case you want to replicate my day or you're curious about all of the places that I went. But if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up so that way we can keep on growing, and I will be sure to catch you next time. Bye!